All right, hey there, Sam with you. It's Thursday, January 11th. Had some members interested in a look at Ripple to the dollar. Now, this is a trade that we're in amongst members in the room, and what we have here is a blended fill. So I'll show you that in a second, so you can see where we are here. So I've got the 1 hour of Ripple to the dollar on Bitstamp. Just happens to be where I'm trading it. Now, you can see here, take note here, I've got this in log scale, so here's the difference, right? So you can get a better feel for it. I do like to go to log scale when I have that long range because it just shows me the separation a little better of the wave structure. So something you can experiment with as to whether or not you like it. It does skew the chart a little bit in terms of visually as your eye looks at it. So just keep that in mind. Now, so you can see we're working from, if I back this out, so this has just been an incredible rip here. So we're working from this as our one wave, the very deep 2 that we got. And now we've gone up and put in a 3, and it would appear that we have a good 4 in. That we can't be definitive about that, but you can see why we went into the trade. So on the assumption that we have a 1 in and we get that, here's our nice big 3, we get the triangle 4, up we go for the 5, down for the 2. So to get an entry here, all I did was pull from the 2 up to the 3. And here's our golden zone. Well, so here was the first entry, was the front run on the 50. Then the second was the front run on the 618, stop under the 65. We damn near got stopped out, but we're spared. Had just on the other side of the 65, and sometimes you get lucky that they didn't get it. So pulling from the 2 to the 4, so you can see here we got a little spike through the 65, which does happen, which is why you don't want to be, even though the 65 is a cushion on the 618, when there's a stop run pump like that, it happens. So you want to give it a little buffer if you can afford to do it. So a little buffer on the other side of the 65, never a bad idea. So here was the first. This looked like we were perfect here as it went right into the golden pocket, but then there was one more little kicker down, and we were just spared. So we're sitting along with a blended fill here. Now, we're not completely out of the woods here, but the structure certainly looks favorable. So you can see here, so if we're going to go up and complete a 5th here, and let me open this up a little bit. Right, so you can see here. So if we're going to go up and complete a 5th, well, we want to be looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to give us more confidence in this pivot as a good 4. So you can see we're already getting signs of potentially an impulsive wave set. So if I put just the initial labeling on this, working from this as my low to a 1, 2, this offers potential. Would love to see a tap on the median line. Now, let me lower that degree so it makes a little more sense. Would love to see that tap the median line. That would just add confidence and confluence to our entry here and to the assumption here that we have a good pivot low. So should we see that? Well, of course, we want to measure from the 2 if we're going to hold as an impulsive wave, knowing that we could have a diagonal coming out of this low. So if I pull up to the 3, you can see, well, so here's my 50, which would be deep for a 4. So if we're going to come down and we're going to tap the median line, we'd be just between the 50 and the 618. Here's my wave 1 high. So of course I'm going to wick that off just to be conscious of where it is. And if indeed we're going to end up with a diagonal on our hands here, I'd just as soon prefer not. I'd be happy if that 50 was our retrace here, and then now we're off to finish up here. And here's the algo target. So here's our negative 23.6. Here's our negative 618. So so far, it looks like we may have escaped the stop run there, and we might get off to a good start in this trade. So that would give us the opportunity to maybe tighten up the stop here. If we go up for another 5th here, I will tighten up the stop. If we can get this confirmed as a 5-wave structure, then no reason to maintain that level of risk. We can tighten up a bit because we now have a premise. And if this low is challenged again, then our premise would be challenged, and potentially this count gets invalidated. So from that, now of course we're anticipating that we get a 1, 2. So the anticipation is that if this is going to complete as a one wave up here, that we're going to get the next retrace would be here another opportunity to potentially add to it. You know, we know now that if we're going to get a one wave coming out of that pivot on the 4, that the 2 can be anywhere from the 50 down to the 618. Now again, I'm hypothesizing that we get up here and we complete this at the negative 23.6. Wouldn't surprise me, but if that's the case, then our add, you know, this is kind of, you know, that trader's choice. You know, if you're long from here and you're looking to add somewhere between the 50 and the 618, you know, you don't have a lot of distance from where your initial add is. So that's, you know, depending on, you know, how bullish you are and how aggressive you want to be building a position in Ripple here against the dollar. So that's kind of, again, trader's choice as to whether or not you would want to add there. Where a safer place to add, assuming that our roadmap stays intact here, if we get the push out of that into the 3, now we have some distance from our entry, and then the next safer place to add would be on the 4, looking to get, if this is our 1, 2, and we go up into a 3, 4, we're looking to complete, remember here's our 3, we're looking to complete a 5 up here, and we've got our bigger target, our bigger algo target, here's the negative 23.6 from this pull. So then, you know, the idea would be an add here. Now we're adding with some fairly nice profit, looking for this to complete the 5th in that kind of a wave count. So safer place to add. I probably would not add here because it's so close to the initial entry. And knowing that retracement, now we're giving back profit. The other choice you always have is to take a partial here. So you bank some profit. Maybe take half of it off here, bank it, knowing you're anticipating the retrace, and then you got to reload here, looking for the 3rd of the 5th. Potential add on the 4th of the 5th. So you got a lot of options there, but none of it really, you know, this is all hypothetical until we get confirmation that we have a 5-wave structure here, and we can come out of this low with some sort of an impulsive, you know, or 5-wave structure to tell us that we've got more confidence in this low, and then we can start, you know, planning for that roadmap to unfold. All right, it's all just hypothetical until it starts to take more shape. Right now, it's off to a good start. Ripple got some good news today, so I'm optimistic about this trade. Okay, that's it for that one. I will wrap it there.